up, guys? So we're back. Had a brief little trip. I had a cancellation, and it coincided with what looked like a pretty good swell down in Mexico. So I jumped down there real quick with a couple of the boys, and banged out a little surf trip down there in Oaxaca, way down in southern Mexico, and it was an awesome little break. Got some great waves. I love Mexico. Probably one of my favorite places to go. The people are amazing. Beaches are insane. Waves are really good. Fishing's awesome. I didn't do any fishing there. I got a lot of messages from you guys when I was down there, whether I was going to go out and fish, but it was strictly just a quick little surf trip. I didn't have that much time. It was kind of in and out. But when I go back, I will try and bang out some fishing. And yeah, if there's any of you guys out there that want me to come down and fish with you and do a bit of filming or something or whatever, give me a shout. You never know. But anyways, back, we're into it here. The reason I took that break was because we're about to get crazy busy. We're pretty much fishing now. Well, we are fishing now for 2 months non-stop. I think we have 1 day off. So bookings have just been insane. Thank you guys so much for the support this year. I'm like speechless. It's just like the bookings are just pouring in. I'm giving away bookings now. I'm starting to fill up for next year. So if you're looking to book, don't wait till the last minute. If you want to get in those summer months or whatever, hit me up now for next year. Like I said, I'm booked all the way up until August, and we start kind of getting some spots there. August is amazing fishing. August and September, I love that time of year for fishing, and I got spaces. So hit me up if you want to hit those dates. And yeah, next summer, let's do this. But anyways, heading down the boat. It's pretty much getting into that summertime, getting into that rhythm. We're gonna be fishing a lot. We got all the tournaments booked. We got a good season ahead of us. So yeah, hopefully we show you some cool stuff, guys. Again, thanks for the support, and yeah, let's make this happen. All right. All right, guys, here's the scenario. We got down south here and went into this little area. It's like a little nook here on this current. Sometimes it gets a bunch of stuff pushed up in here, and sure enough when we got there, there's a whole bunch of aku and otado, little tunas, boiling up on the surface. We saw a couple piles that looked pretty scared. I marked one marlin right away. I marked some ahis as well. Did a couple passes. Had about 150 pounder come up and try and eat our short corner. Ate it a couple times, came off, and tried to eat the long corner. Terrible bites, and then tried to eat the bullet. But it's starting to come to life here. I don't know if you can see that behind us, but all those splashes back there, straight back. That's a big pile of aku, and they're all around here right now. Straight back behind us. That's small. Those are small tunas, but that's what these marlin are eating. So it's looking prime. It's all pushed into this little corner in here. So we're gonna work this area a little bit. Had a tide change coming up a little bit later today, and definitely licking my chops right now with the area we're in right now. It's looking pretty ideal, picture perfect, textbook marlin area. But we'll see. Light's starting to turn on a little bit in this bird, in this aku school. So exactly what you want to see. Textbook. Had to put in the time. I mean, we probably put in 3 hours before we got our first bite here. So that's a thing. Sometimes you can get discouraged and think, shoot, it's not happening or whatever. But sometimes you gotta just wait on the tide change, put your time in a little bit there. Like I said, 3 hours kind of pounding the zone. Missed one, hour later had one on, we pulled hook, and then about 5 minutes later this one. So come down. There you go. Smaller fish right now, but there's a big one here. We'll find her. We will find her.
Maybe mom and dad were right when they told me this wouldn't be nothing. Maybe I should take their advice, go get a life, or maybe get a job or something. Pack it up and head back home, tell everybody I was bluffing. Or maybe I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion, reality, I'm somewhere in between.
Go ahead and get out.
Voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
Yeah!
Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
Get it back out, get another one! Woo!
Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
Number 2.
Beautiful move.
All right.
We're gonna put him up right. We're gonna let him go.
Yeah. Throw him out that way.
All right, buddy.
See ya. Woo! All right, man. There you go. There's another. We're 2 for 4 right now. Getting better. Let's find a bigger one. Again.
Nice trucker. Ooh, nice Palm Beach release. We'll take it. Woo, doggy.
Back at the same spot. We got all those bites yesterday, and there is bait still here. It's starting to show up again. It looks good. There's maybe 1 or 2 boats kind of in the similar area, but yeah, the zone we were at, it looks pretty killer. So we're gonna stay here. We have another one of these long
coming in. Rod bent. Handsome large bullet, feather sword. Dad, how we doing?
Good.
Yeah.
We came to Kona.
Yeah, it is. Yee! Nice bend, straight up and down. Professional angler in the chair. Coming in hot. Woo! Woo-wee! She's kicking this fish's butt. No, I don't know. Oh yeah. On the feather sword. Alright, Dad. Just get the chair for her. Alrighty, guys. A little bit more. A couple more cranks. A little bit more. See you later, buddy.
All right. So we finished up the day going 1 for 3 on Blue Marlin. All in that little zone I was talking about where that bait was. We hung out there for a while and they started to feed on that tide chain. And we got a few bites. So out here again tomorrow. And we will be looking for more Blue Marlin. All right. All right, we're on. First thing in the morning. Got another one in the spread, clear line. We're chasing this one now, and we can get him.
Remember watching this bull when he's going out?
I'm talking about. We're gonna try and incorporate some questions into every one of these episodes. And so, like I was saying, with the questions, if you want to send me a question, jump on my Instagram, give me a follow, Grander Marlin, and shoot me a message through there. Say, hey, I'm wondering about this, whatever it is, and if it's a topic that I think we can cover pretty good on this show, I'll throw it on here. Every episode, I'll pick one. I don't know if it's a really good episode. I'll mention you in the Instagram comment. But here's one I've got from multiple people. It's one we can go over real quick because I think we got a lot of content for this episode. I get a lot of questions about drag on the bite. You know, what do you have it at? People are like, hey, I keep losing fish. What do I put the drag at? So again, this is similar to the whole lure question as well. It's a loaded question. Every place in the world is going to be different. You know, if I'm fishing in Cabo San Lucas, you know, if I'm fishing different places, I'm going to use different pressure of drag, right? When I fished in Samoa, there's a certain time of year that there were a lot of small fish around, and I usually had a little bit different drag setting. Now, I'm just going to talk solely off what I'm going to use here in Kona. And, you know, basically off of if you're fishing a big fish fishery or you're looking for big fish. I like to run my drags at about 35 pounds. Seems like a lot, but it's really not actually. The important thing with me is I like that drag on the bite, but I have a piece of tape marked back at about 18 pounds. And I want my crew or my angler to immediately get to that rod as quick as possible right after the bite and get back down to that pressure. And walk it over to the chair, and then generally, depending on the size of the fish, we'll determine what we're going to do at that point. You know, if it's a really big one, we'll leave it at 18 pounds, and I'll just turn the boat and we'll start chasing that thing immediately. You know, if it's a medium-sized one, we'll go in between, you know, 20 pounds or something. I don't really like to keep it at 35 pounds on blue marlin, right, and just keep it there right off the bite. I know some guys do, and problem is, every once in a while, you're going to have a sneaky one that's a lot bigger than you think, and or you might not see it on the bite, and it's going to break you off, or, you know, that's a lot of pressure too. To once they get a lot of string out on you, you can pull a hook. Again, like I'm saying, the same thing with the lures. Everybody has their own opinion. There may be somebody sitting there listening to me say this, and they're squirming in their seat saying, oh, that's completely wrong. So just telling you what I do, and it could be totally wrong, but it seems to work for me. I've had some good hookup percentages, and the way I do my hook rigs, I base it around kind of this tighter drag setting on the bite. So 35 on the bite, I back down to about 18, get them in the chair, and we're usually in about 20 until we're on top of them, and then from there we're putting a lot of drag on them when we can. So here's a little bit with the theories on that more drag. On my corners, I want that thing, if he comes up and eats it and he just gets his nose in it for a second, I prefer it to pull off of his nose quicker than him pulling a whole bunch of string, getting out there, getting a bow behind him, and then we got him on, and as soon as we come tight, we pull the thing off his face. I'd rather him come up and just get a and he doesn't really get a full turn, or he does get a full turn, but it comes and pulls the hook off his bill, and then we can get a couple more shots on that fish. He doesn't pull it all the way past the stinger, you know. He's pulling it back, and then you got him at maybe the short rigger or the long rigger or something like that, or get him on the stinger. So that's my theory on that heavy drag. The other thing is these big fish, even a medium-sized fish, has a lot of pressure in their jaw force. They can grab something really hard. And you know this if you've ever pulled a decent sized lure as a teaser and you've played tug of war with a decent fish, they can pull hard, really hard, okay? So my thoughts on that is if they come up and they're grabbing that head, I want to pull through, you know, I want to pull into them with my hook. And then obviously there's just the penetrating force. I don't really think the penetration between 35 pounds and maybe like 18 pounds is probably all that much, because they're eating it generally with a whole bunch of force. But on certain bites it might be, you know, if he comes behind it like this and he's eating it like that, then you probably want to have quite a bit of drag. But for me, like I said, I want to just hit them or I don't get them, right? I get that 35 pounds, but like I said, you got to be careful and you back it off quickly. You know, if it's wintertime and there's smaller fish around my stinger, I might keep it around the 18, 19 pound mark. You know, if we see a fish coming up on a lure, I might have my crew back it down and wait and let him eat it out of the clip and then push it up immediately. But that's kind of how that goes. You know, like I said, everywhere's different. If you got smaller fish, you're gonna probably want to scale your drag down a little bit on that. 35 pounds on an 80-pound fish is quite a lot of drag. You're probably gonna flip them right on the bite. And then, you know, your angler and your crew discretion. They have to be able to think, oh, that's a tiny fish, I want him to turn his head. You know, if a 50-pounder and 80-pounder eats, he's not gonna turn his head. So that's that. And that's how you do that. All right, so we're on again, same spot. Figured they had one in the spread, so I figured we could probably find one more in here. So we got a pounding it. Oh, there it goes.
Just reel if you can. There you go. Oh! Reel, 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 reel. Reel, 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 reel. Reel, reel, reel. Go, 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 go. Woo! This is way better than spin class. Woo! Look at him go. Reel, 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 reel. Watch out, guys. Watch out, guys. Let's take a step back. Reel, 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 reel. All right, guys, real quick here. Just caught another, so we're 2 for 2 now. Just kind of give you a heads up what my game plan was today. So yesterday, you know, we've been fishing that area down south that's had a whole bunch of birds and fish pushed up in that little kind of corner I was talking about, a little crack up in there. And it looked good yesterday, but we only got bit right at the end of the day on the tide change. And basically I figured today there's no way I'm gonna get down there for the morning tide change. So on my way, we had a long charter yesterday. We had, basically we call it a Hemingway charter. People book, it's like a 12-hour day as opposed to an 8-hour day. Most charters are 8 hours. So anyways, on the way home, I had time to kind of scout the line as I came up, and I was just kind of looking to see what looked like it may have a bit of life where I could then focus my next day for that morning tide change. So we got to an area up here, a little closer to town, this little like inside area that had some bait, some birds around. I marked some small akus, you know, had that feeling. So, you know, we just kind of going up the line. I did a couple checks, checked it out. Said, all right, tomorrow I want to go there and spend my morning on that zone for the tide change. And so we came out here and started fishing this zone, and you know, right away, pretty much first pass through right on that tide, caught one, had another in the spread. So obviously there's more fish here, so I'm not leaving. So went around. It probably took me another like 3-4 passes, and then had a little bit nicer one come up and eat that right long, and that's the one we just caught. And yeah, it's awesome. It's like 9:30 right now. We're 2 for 2, so you know we're gonna find a big one here sooner or later. It's feeling like summer, and see what we can do. Ripping and a tearing. Ripping and a tearing. All right.